Okay, so like 5 months ago, I made a video about the most overrated cars in Jailbreak, and I want to make an updated version, so yeah, let's get started. What? Oh. Anyway, in first place here, we have the Roadster, probably the most overrated vehicle in Jailbreak. And that's just because it literally sucks. The acceleration is good and all, but everything else is kind of bad. It's not really that good in terms of top speed. Obviously, it only hits like 215 miles per hour at best, I believe. And that's not really good when the Chiron, only $100,000 less, is capping out at 275 miles per hour. And the acceleration on the Chiron is also pretty close to the Roadster, so there's not that big of a difference between the two, so overall it's just not worth getting the Roadster. I also find it easier controlling the Chiron at higher speeds than the Roadster. The Roadster just seems a little bit stiff when it's at higher speeds. I also find the Chiron to have a little bit better off-roading than the Roadster, and I also find it to flip out a little bit less than the Roadster as well, so it's just kind of a better car overall. But I will say, if you're a police officer, the Roadster is really good for chasing down criminals that don't have cars like the Chiron and stuff, because then it's just quickly accelerate and you've already got them. So if you play on police team, I recommend getting the Roadster because it's just better at catching criminals than the Chiron, and if you play on criminal team a lot, I recommend getting the Chiron because it has that good acceleration and also has that good top speed for getting away from cops. In second place, though, we have the Beam Hybrid, and before you start yelling at me in the comments, this is only in trading. In trading, I find the Beam Hybrid to just be incredibly overrated because you never know if there's a different rarest car in the game now. It could be the Torero, it could be the Agent, you don't know anymore. It could be completely different. And the performance on the Beam isn't really worth trading for either because people trade like 3 Brulees for this thing, and Brule has a top speed of 480 miles per hour. This only has a top speed of like 200 miles per hour at best, I think. You could probably see where I'm coming from here, but if you're just using it to play normal Jailbreak, it's a pretty good car. Top speed obviously isn't the best, but you know, it's still a pretty good car. It has good handling, amazing looks, especially the interior, and it's just a really good car. The only thing I just don't like about it, super overrated in trading because, you know, you never know if there's a different rarest car now because the information about the Beam being the rarest car came out in like February 2021. So that's some very old information. You never know. I kind of feel like the Icebreaker is probably the rarest car now, or at least close to the rarest car now, because obviously Season 7 was really difficult. People were also barely getting to level 10, so it was a really difficult season. I don't know, but I feel like Casimo and Bad CC should make their own rarity list so we can see what cars are rarest. And yeah, on to the next car. Next up though, we have the Lamborghini. Before I tell you guys why the Lamborghini is on this list, let me tell you guys the backstory of the Lamborghini. So back when the Lamborghini got revamped, they had to buff the speed on the Lamborghini because obviously if they didn't buff the speed, the extra weight with the interior would drag the vehicle down and it would be much slower. So to prevent it from being slower, they buffed the speed and they buffed it to about 175 miles per hour. And then a few months later, in the September 2021 update in the same year, they nerfed it with the addition of the Re 9, and they made it much slower. They went from about 175 miles per hour to about 130, 150. The reason I'm saying 130 is the acceleration on the Lamborghini isn't the best, so it takes a long time to reach 150. Anyway, after that, the Lamborghini was incredibly slow, and it still is, so that's why the Lamborghini is on this list. It's just incredibly slow, and it's not that good anymore. But for some reason, people are still just loving the Lamborghini like nothing happened, but little do they know, the Lamborghini is incredibly slow now. And some of you guys might be thinking, well, now that the Lamborghini is pretty much garbage, what car should I get that's around the same price range? Well, a good option is the Ferrari over here. It's just much better. It's only $100,000 more, and it's literally one of the fastest cars for this price range. It caps out at 220 miles per hour, and it's only $200,000. Now this is a good example of how slow the Roadster is. The Roadster caps at 215, and look at this, $200,000 car coming in at 220 miles per hour. Just think of that for a second. You're paying $600,000 for a vehicle that is slower than $200,000, and also $500,000. Just what? But anyways, as you guys can see, the Ferrari is much quicker than the Lamborghini, and it also handles much better than the Lamborghini as well. Look at that, 200 miles per hour on the Ferrari, only $200,000. If I add a little bit of rocket fuel to boost us up, you guys can see I'm still going even after 210 miles per hour. I ran into a little bump there, so I'm going to go ahead and do this again here, and I'll show you guys. This thing is literally one of the best cars in the game for new players. Okay, right here, 230 miles per hour. Okay, I crashed. Let me just use a little bit of rocket fuel, catch back up. Look at that. Still going even after that. 230. We'll keep going. 235. 240. 240 miles per hour. It's even faster than 220. So comparing this to the Lamborghini is pretty much a scam now because it's just so slow compared to the Ferrari. And the Ferrari's handling, braking, and all of that is also much better than the Lamborghini. So why get the Lamborghini when you could just get $100,000 more and get the Ferrari, which is just much better? And this is why I don't understand why people are still giving the Lamborghini all of this love when there's literally a much better car that only costs $100,000 more. And another thing I should say, the Ferrari is one of the most underrated cars in the game because I barely see anyone using this vehicle in Jailbreak. I think you guys pretty much understand where I'm coming from here. It's just Lamborghini's incredibly slow, and yeah, it's just not good. But yeah, that's the top 3 most overrated vehicles in Jailbreak. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Why are you still here? The video is over. You're supposed to be watching a different one now. I guess leave a hamburger emoji in your comment to prove that you're here. I don't really know. I'm doing a face reveal if I hit 5,000 subs before the start of October, so if you aren't already subbed, subscribe if you want to see my face, I guess. I'll show my beautiful face to you guys. Yeah, and if we don't have 5,000 subs, that'll be mildly disappointing. Okay, now go. You're done watching this video. Go watch a different one, alright? Go. You aren't supposed to be here.